Game of the Week is brought to you by H.R. Clough, the home energy specialist, and Kearsarge Heating Oils. Kearsarge, free checking that pays, now available at Claremont Savings Bank. And La Valley Building Supplies, for home improvement and construction, from concept to completion.
Welcome back to Barnes Park here in Claremont, New Hampshire. It's the YCN High School Football Game of the Week on YCN. I'm Dave Collins, along with Andrew Zerhide, Dylan Hand, and Alex Dodge helping us out. We start the second quarter, 22-20. Stevens with the lead and the football as Bork goes around the right-hand side into Kearsarge territory, wrapped up and brought down at the 42-yard line. Yes, that score is correct, 22-20. Stevens up by 2, 42 points scored in that first quarter alone. We've seen a kickoff return for a touchdown, a couple of rushing touchdowns. The man to watch, Justin Norris, he's got 3 so far for Kearsarge, but the Cougars are on defense, and it seems, Andrew, through the first period, neither team was able to do anything as far as stopping the other offense from going down the field. Yeah, both teams' defense is a little confused. A lot of timeouts taken, a lot of players not really knowing exactly what's going on. But hopefully, we can see some drives stopped. Justin Norris contained, if you're a Cardinals fan. Bork will keep it himself. Wraps it up in his left hand, gets around the corner, goes to the left-hand side, over the 40, over the 35. Kept in bounds as he's knocked out, probably just shy of the first down marker, down to about the 31-yard line of Kearsarge. And they will move the chain, so a first down picked up by the Cardinals. They've got it 1st and 10 at the Kearsarge 31-yard line. 5th play of the drive coming up for the Cardinals. They started at their own 39-yard line, taking about a minute and a half off the clock. Cardinals like to slow down the pace, especially, I guess, with all the scoring in the first quarter. Slow it down a bit and take your time in the huddle. Give your defense a chance to catch their breath. Bork in the shotgun right now. Running back to his right is Richard Bell. Bell now goes in motion, out wide. Bork back to pass, has plenty of time. Still looking, being flushed. Back to the 40, gets around one man. At the 35, dumps it off, it's caught. And picking up maybe a yard or two is Parker Smith before he's bumped out of bounds, and it'll bring up 2nd down and about 8 for the Cardinals. So good protection right there for Bork. Just couldn't find anybody open downfield in the secondary. Yeah, great job by Bork. They are avoiding the sack, going to his left and then his right, and finding the open man in Parker Smith for the short gain, but much better than a loss and a sack. Brings up the 6th play of the drive for the Cardinals. They have it 2nd, and we'll call it 8. That's what's up on the scoreboard. From the Kearsarge 29-yard line, ball on the right hash mark. Bork comes out this time, and he will be under center. 2 backs behind him, and the offset. Man in motion. That's Smith. Handoff straight up the middle, plowing his way through to pick up about 3 or 4 yards is Richard Bell, the 5'10 senior for Stevens. And this will bring up a 3rd down and a long 6. Well, they'll call it 8 on the scoreboard for the Cardinals. Crucial 3rd down right here. Cougars really would love a stand, defensive stand. Yeah, that would be a huge confidence boost for the Kearsarge Cougars. I mean, their defense really has not been able to stop the Cardinals very well tonight. So let's see what they can do here on 3rd and 6. At the Kearsarge 26-yard line. Cardinals have to get to the 20. Bork in the shotgun. Back split next to him. Bork's going to throw. Left-hand side and bobbled and incomplete. Pass intended for Parker Smith. I'm not sure if he would have picked up the first down anyway, if he would have caught it because he was going to the ground. So a 4th down now coming up for Stevens at the Kearsarge 26-yard line. Clock is stopped with 8:55 to go here in the second quarter. Stevens up 22-20. Bork goes to the sideline. He'll run back in after he gets the play. Head coach Paul Silva pacing on the sidelines for Stevens. Zach Matthews doing the same. He's the head coach for Kearsarge across the way. 4th down and 6 for Stevens. Ball on the right hash mark at the Kearsarge 26-yard line. Bork under center. Bork back to pass on 4th down. Has some time. Still moving around off his back foot. Tries to dump it off, and it's incomplete. He tried to find Bell in really a no-win situation right there. Even if Bell would have caught it, he had to go about 10 yards to pick up the first down. So incomplete pass, turnover on downs, and Kearsarge will get it 1st and 10 at their own 26. First defensive stand by either team tonight, Andrew, and it comes with 8:50 to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, great job there by the Kearsarge defense. They really needed that stop. And they'll get the ball back on their own 26-yard line. And it looks like a timeout, Cardinals.
So if that's the case by Stevens, they don't have any left here in the first half. And for Kearsarge, they only have one left here in the first half. So we'll take a timeout as well from Barnes Park here in Claremont, New Hampshire. 8:50 remaining in the first half. Stevens 22, Kearsarge with the ball. They've got a score of 20. We'll resume after this on the YCN Game of the Week. After the turnover on downs by the Cardinals, Kearsarge has the football. 1st and 10 from their own 26, moving left to right. Direct snap to Norris. Tries to turn the right-hand corner to the near side and picks up about 7 as he's out to the 32-yard line. So that was the first defensive stop for either team as the Cardinals penetrated but turned it over on downs. Cougars now get it with 8:30 remaining here in the first half. They trail 22-20.
Stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the H.R. Clough Kearsarge Heating Oil Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game, when we'll pick the top performer in tonight's matchup.
Justin Norris wears number 32 for Kearsarge. Noah Tucker to his left. Norris takes a low snap, gets around the left-hand side. Can he pick up the first down? Yes, and he's got more before he's bumped out of bounds on the Kearsarge sideline on the far side of the field at about the 43 for the Cougars. So a first down picked up by Kearsarge, and the drive continues. It is Norris, Justin Norris, the 5'9" senior for Kearsarge. He wears number 32. Noah Tucker in the backfield. He is a junior, 5'7", 155 pounds. He stands usually right next to him as Kearsarge running the Wildcat offense. If you missed it in the pregame, their starting quarterback knocked out, backup quarterback knocked out. So Zach Matthews and the staff at Shaughnessy and Rick Matthews decided to go to the Wildcat. Here's a double reverse this time as the handoff goes to Norris, or that's Brown. And he gets a few yards. Actually, that's Parker Pitts, number 21, the recipient of the quasi handoff, picks up maybe a yard. So everything's done in the backfield. I mean, you don't have to worry about a quarterback going back to pass, being flushed from the pocket. You know, Kearsarge has run only a few pass plays tonight, but if you're Stevens right now, I think you bring the linebackers up a little bit and maybe the secondary up a little bit as well and stack the box. That's what they're doing right now. Direct snap this time, and going back to pass as Brown looks downfield, and wide open is Pitts. Pitts has it at the 10, at the 5, and is he into the end zone? Officials say touchdown Kearsarge, and the Cougars take the lead. 60-yard pass play. And the Cougars with another long bomb, this time through the air. And they take the lead 26-22 with 7:13 remaining here in the first half. Wow.
Yeah, Dave, and you were just saying, you know, you can stack the defense up in the middle. You think they're going to run the ball. I mean, that passing play surprised everybody. No one was ready for that, especially us. I mean, we thought they were going to hand it off probably to Norris again. But, I mean, what a great pass, great catch. Kearsarge really keeping the Cardinals defense off balance.
And now the Cougars call timeout, so both teams, no timeouts remaining here in the first half. We will keep it right here, 7:13 to go. Kearsarge with their first lead of the evening, 26-22 over Stevens. Cardinals undefeated so far with a big win last week at Newport. Kearsarge surprising, possibly 3-1, 2-1 in New Hampshire Division III. And they are socking it to each other right now. Cougars get the stand, and look what happens. They come right back and they march down the field with a huge pass play for a touchdown.
Yeah, huge play by the Cougars there. And then, I mean, the Cardinals, you know, thinking they're going to run the ball. I mean, maybe the defensive game plan's going to change up here a little bit after that passing touchdown. But I'd like to see how many passing touchdowns the Cougars have on the year, because that's one of a few.
One of a few times that they've gone to the air tonight in this ball game as well. So now after the timeout called by Kearsarge, both teams with no timeouts remaining here in the first half. They'll each get 3 to start the second half. Kearsarge lining up to go for 2. Matthews to take the direct snap. Now it's bobbled, and here's Pitts with it. Can he get around the corner? No, he's brought down short of the goal line. And a great job of an open field tackle by Zach Stanhope, wearing number 7 for Stevens. Denies Kearsarge the 2-point conversion. But the Cougars take the lead for the first time in tonight's ball game. We will take a break and be back with a kickoff after this. 7:13 to go here in the second quarter in Claremont. It's now Kearsarge 26, Stevens 22. Back to Claremont after these words. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back to Barnes Park here in Claremont, New Hampshire. It's the YCN High School Game of the Week. 7 minutes, 13 seconds to play here in the second quarter. Kearsarge with their first lead of the ball game, 26-22 over Stevens. Cougars will kick off. 2 men back deep for Stevens. Parker Smith wearing number 2, Zachary O'Brien number 4. And this one is booted down and taken at about the 13-yard line. Picked up by O'Brien. O'Brien has some room out to the 25 to the 30. And can he get to the 35? Still scrapping his way. And finally bumped out of bounds, and that's where Stevens will take over, just shy of their own 35-yard line. With 7:04 to go here in the first half.
Was it the 35 Cardinals, first and 10.
Our replays are being brought to you by Kearsarge, free checking that rewards in cash each month. Ask for Kearsarge at Claremont Savings Bank. Qualifications and rules apply. See bank for details. Member FDIC.
So 1st and 10 for Stevens. Ball on the right hash, their own 35. Kearsarge has done a great job of answering, and now they have the lead, and now it's time for the Cardinals to step up. As Henry Bork, sophomore quarterback, stands 6 feet tall in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking left, firing, and it is caught. And Smith has the completion over the 40-yard line to about the 38. And that'll bring up second down, a gain of about 7 on the play for the Cardinals.
And that was sophomore Brody Messer there, bringing him down for the Cougars. Nice tackle, not allowing Parker Smith to get any extra yardage, but also nice catch by Smith.
Scoreboard has it second down and a long one. Bork again in the shotgun. Handoff this time, straight up the middle. Here's Bell. Bell gets the first down and a little bit more as he scruffs his way to the 47-yard line as the Cardinals keep it on the ground and pick up the first down.
Richard Bell to the 48, first down Cardinals.
Bell wearing number 5, a senior, 5'10", 200 pounds. Bork goes to the sideline to bring the play in. 1st and 10 for Stevens at their own 48. Third play of the drive coming up. It started at their own 35. Stanhope gets back on side. Man in motion. That's O'Brien. Bork takes the snap. Fires downfield. Has O'Brien wide open at the 30. He catches it. Bumped out of bounds at the 25. Cardinals go to the air to pick up that first down. And they are in Kearsarge territory. 1st and 10 for Stevens at the Kearsarge 25-yard line. Clock will stop at 5:48 as he was bumped out of bounds. That was a great catch by Zachary O'Brien, tiptoeing along the sidelines.
Yeah, that was a great pass, and he was in double coverage. He had 2 defenders right on his heels. Also a great pass by Henry Bork. Just over the heads of the defenders, couldn't touch it. Perfect catch for Zach O'Brien.
Cardinals come out, ball just shy of the 25-yard line. Bork in the shotgun once again, 1st and 10. Man in motion, that's Smith. Bork takes the snap. Handoff this time to Bell. Bell goes around the right-hand side and gets down to about the 15-yard line, where it'll bring up second down for the Cardinals. Clock ticking, 5:35 remaining here in the second quarter in Claremont. Back and forth action so far, a 26-22 lead for the Cougars. But here come the Cardinals. 2nd and 5 from the Kearsarge 20.
Yeah, the Cardinal offense looking very good on this drive, trying a couple of plays we haven't seen so far.
Bork in the huddle. Cardinals take a lot of time before they break. Bork will line up in the shotgun once again. 2 receivers to his left. That's the wide side of the field. Bork back, looking to pass. Left-hand side being flushed from the pocket. He'll take it to the sidelines. Gets across the 20, keeps it himself, brought down at about the 10-yard line. That'll be enough for another Stevens first down as the march continues. And let's see if they mark it goal to go. Depend upon where they spot the football on either side of the 10-yard line. Officials across the way, they drop the chains. So 1st and goal for Stevens. Ball on the left hash mark at the Kearsarge 10-yard line. 6th play of the drive coming up for the Cardinals. It started at their own 35. So far, they've eaten up about 2.5 minutes off the game clock as we're down to 4:43 to go here in the second quarter. Bork off the sidelines once again with the play. Split wide to the far side of the field is Stanhope. He wears number 7 for the Cardinals. Parker Smith, number 2. He's the other receiver. Bork in the shotgun. Sends another man in motion. That's O'Brien. Bork takes the snap, looking right to throw. Fires, and it is bobbled and dropped. Had 2 receivers out there. One of them was Parker Smith, and the other one coming back to the huddle was Zachary O'Brien. I don't know from the angle that we're at, Andrew, who that was intended for, because even though it was incomplete, you had another receiver right behind him.
Yeah, it was hard to tell if that was to O'Brien or Smith. And if that was to Smith, the ball was thrown a little behind him. He was going forward. He had to reach back. It would have been a tough catch. But, yeah, that ball might have been to O'Brien, and we could see there as he was coming into the huddle, he had his hands up. He knew he was open.
So Smith out wide to the far side. Stanhope out there as well. Bork in the shotgun. 2nd and goal for the Cardinals at the Kearsarge 10. Bork looks to keep it himself. He's at the 15, turns the corner at the 10, 5, touchdown Stevens! Cardinals retake the lead with 4:12 remaining here in the second quarter. It's 28-26, Stevens on top, as Bork gets another 6 with the touchdown from 10 yards away. 7 plays, 65 yards, and almost 3 minutes off the clock. And here come the Cardinals once again. They get the lead.
Yeah, great job by the Stevens blockers, setting up a lane for Bork. All he had to do was run it in on the outside. Great job by the Stevens line, offensive line, making it easy for Bork.
Cardinals will come out looking to go for 2. They lead 28-26 with 4:12 remaining here in the second quarter. Bork under center this time. He'll roll out to his right. Does he have a receiver? Yes, he does. Caught, 2-point conversion, good for Stevens. Snagging that one in the end zone is Zach Stanhope. So the Cardinals add 2, and their lead is now grown to 4. Seesaw action here in Claremont. 4:12 to go here in the second quarter. It's now Stevens 30 and Kearsarge 26. We'll be back with the kickoff right after these words. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back to YCN's High School Game of the Week from Barnes Park here in Claremont. 4 minutes and 12 seconds remaining, second quarter. It's Stevens 30 and Kearsarge 26. Richard Bell kicking off for the Cardinals. This one end over end, fielded by Norris at his own 15. Norris at the 20, 25, looking for some room. Works his way up to the 30-yard line before he's brought down, and that's where the Kearsarge Cougars will start. 1st and 10 from their own 30. So they trail 30-26 with 4:06 remaining here in the second quarter. Both teams have used all 3 of their timeouts here in the first half.
Watch the YCN News every weekday at 7 and 10 p.m. YCN News is a digest of all things local, news, sports, events, and public affairs in the Dartmouth-Lake Sunapee region, and now available at dailyuv.com. All on YCN, your local view.
Ball resting just across the Kearsarge 35-yard line. Cougars going left to right, 1st and 10. Direct snap to Norris. Norris goes around the left-hand side. Does he have more room? Gets to the 35, and he's bumped down there. Pickup of about 5, but again, so close to turning that corner, Andrew, as we've seen here in the first half. He's got explosive speed. Scored a couple of touchdowns, actually 3 so far tonight. And now a player down on the field for Kearsarge. Clock is stopped. Stevens 30, Kearsarge 26, 3:46 remaining in the second quarter. Both teams with no timeouts remaining. And there is an injury on the field right now to a Kearsarge player. So we will take a timeout and give you more information when we get back. 3:46 remaining, second quarter here in Claremont. Stevens 30, Kearsarge 26. We'll take a break and be back after this. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Back here at Barnes Park in Claremont, the YCN High School Football Game of the Week. 3:46 to play, second quarter, 30-26. Stevens on top of Kearsarge. The injured Cougar was David Benjamin. He's a 6'1 senior. Popped up and was able to walk off to the sideline under his own power, so that's a good sign. He wears number 3. Norris ready to take the direct snap for the Cougars. He's 32. Scott Matthews is 22. Direct snap to Matthews. Matthews bullies his way past the 35-yard line out to about the 37. Pickup of about 2. That'll bring up third, and we'll call it 5 for Kearsarge. With 3:10 remaining here in the second quarter. Back and forth action, 56 points scored between both teams, and we still have 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Both teams without a timeout remaining here in the first half, though. 3rd and 4 for Kearsarge at their own 37, moving left to right. Tucker back there with Norris. Direct snap to Norris. Norris goes backwards for a bit, tries to turn the corner at the 32, gets wrestled down and actually loses about 4 or 5 yards. So that'll bring up 4th down and long for the Cougars.
Great job there by the Stevens defense. They read that play all the way. They were not going to let him get around the outside. They shut him down, and that's really what they need to do to be successful here tonight.
So Kearsarge now with 4th down, just shy of their own 35-yard line. Call it 4th and 6. Back deep to return is Parker Smith for the Cardinals. He's standing at his own 33-yard line. And Kearsarge will punt it away. Tucker awaits the snap for Kearsarge at his own 25. 1:50 to play here in the first half. 30-26, Kearsarge on trailing. This one is booted away towards the left-hand side. Takes a Kearsarge roll, and will it make it out of bounds? No, it stops just to the south side of the 35-yard line. So that's where Stevens will start. Ball just shy of their own 35. 1st and 10. 30-26, Stevens on top. But here's the key thing, Andrew, as we wind down here in this second quarter. Both teams with no timeouts remaining, so Cardinals going to have to work the sidelines here.
Yeah, both teams, you can see it tonight. They've had some confusion, too many men on the field, players not in the right spots. So for the rest of this half, they're just going to have to roll with however the players line up and go with it.
So 1:36 to go for Stevens on offense. 1st and 10 from their own 35. Bork in the shotgun. Now sends a man in motion. That's O'Brien. Bork waits the snap. Looking left, back to pass, fires. He's got a man open. It is caught complete, close to the 1st down at the 45. As that one is hauled in by Zachary O'Brien. Chains will move, so 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. And the clock will stop momentarily with 1:29 remaining here in the first half. Now the officials wind it, 1:26, 1:25 to go.
Great job there by O'Brien. Not slowing down, still sprinting to catch that ball. Made the catch. And Justin Norris was there with the tackle.
1st and 10 for the Cardinals at their own 45, but no real sense of urgency right now. We're down to 1:10, 1:09 to go here in the first half. Both teams do not have any timeouts remaining here in the first half. We've seen 6 of them called total. Bork takes the shotgun snap. Penalty flag down. This could be illegal motion. Fired over the middle, intercepted by Kearsarge. Picking that one off is Emerson Tyler. We've called his name a few times tonight. And depending upon the flag, Kearsarge might gain possession of this football.
Wow, huge turnover there by Stevens. Great job there by Emerson Tyler, snagging that one out of the air.
And it will count.
Yes, it will.
Illegal motion against Stevens. Kearsarge declines it. The interception stands. Tyler gets the pickoff, and now Kearsarge gets the football. 1st and 10 from their own 37. So you mentioned both teams with no timeouts remaining here in the first half. 54.2 seconds to play. See what the Cougars can do this time. 30-26. Cardinals up by 4. In the backfield, it's Matthews and Norris. Handoff this time goes to Tyler. Gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage as he loses about 4 yards. And it'll bring up 2nd down and call it 14 for Kearsarge. Stevens can't stop the clock. Kearsarge can't stop the clock either. Cougars hurry to the line. 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Norris takes the direct snap. He'll keep it himself around the right-hand side. He's got room. He's at the 50. Could he do it again at the 30? One man to beat. He's down to the 20-yard line. I don't think he got out of bounds. 17 seconds remaining on the first half clock. They'll stop the clock right now to move the chains, but Kearsarge has to hurry and get to the line. Both teams with no timeouts remaining. And Norris with another big gain out of the backfield. 1st and 10 for Kearsarge. They'll mark the ball on the left hash mark at the 20 of Stevens.
Yeah, great run there by Norris once again. Now, I think if he could do that again, he would run out of bounds, but he was thinking about the end zone the entire way.
And Paul Silva, the coach for Stevens, is adamant that Norris was brought down in bounds. They're going to say he was brought down out of bounds, though, so a break for the Cougars as the clock is still stopped with 17.1 seconds remaining. No timeouts left for either team, though. Direct handoff, back to pass. Here's Norris, fires over the middle. It is caught and down to about the 10-yard line. Reception made there by Kyle Hernan, but the clock still ticks. They'll stop it right now for a first down. 8.6 seconds remaining. Let's see if Kearsarge can ground it. Clock is running, 5 seconds to go. And the direct snap, and here's Norris. He'll throw it into the end zone, wide open. Wow. Does he make the catch? Yes! Touchdown, Kearsarge! It's Tyler with the reception. No one was around him. No time left on the clock. And now the Cougars take the lead, 32-30 over Stevens, as time has expired here in the first half in Claremont.
Wow, Kearsarge getting a late touchdown. I mean, after that interception, great play there by Emerson Tyler. The ball was a little underthrown, but he adjusted, came back, made the grab, scored the touchdown. Kearsarge Cougars, really, I mean, if they can punch this in here, it looks like they're going for the extra point. A huge turnaround for the Cougars.
And the Cougars will get the second half kickoff. Here's Norris, he's late to the formation. It was actually Brown that tossed the pass. Snap placed down, kick is up, but it's no good. It hits the crossbar. And that's the way the first half ends here at Barnes Park in Claremont tonight. Extra point is no good, but still, both offenses prolific here in Claremont tonight. Halftime here at Barnes Park. Our score now, Kearsarge 32, Stevens 30. We'll be back to give you some stats to recap the first half. It's been an exciting one here in Claremont tonight. Two teams head to halftime, and Kearsarge has the lead. Cougars 32, Stevens Cardinals 30. We'll be back after this. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back to YCN's High School Football Game of the Week here on YCN TV. Along with Andrew Zerhide, I'm Dave Collins, Alex Dodge, Dylan Hand, on hand here in Claremont. We're at Barnes Park tonight for this matchup. Halftime, 32-30. Kearsarge with the 2-point lead over the Stevens Cardinals. And Andrew, you look at it, lots of offense. 62 points put up. We've had a kickoff return for a touchdown. We've had a couple long rushes. We've had Norris with Justin Norris for Kearsarge with 3 touchdowns already. What's the key for these defenses to get back on track for both teams right now?
Well, the Cardinals, I mean, they really need to single out Justin Norris. They need at least one player who is keeping an eye on him, just a designated person to cover Justin Norris. And then on the other side, I mean, the Cougars, they need to watch out for Bork. I mean, he can scramble, he can pass. They need to keep an eye on him. He's really been the driving player for this Cardinals offense.
Bork, of course, number 12. He's the quarterback for the Stevens Cardinals. A couple of touchdown passes tonight. A couple of yards on the ground as well. 32-30, Kearsarge on top of Stevens here at halftime in Claremont. A reminder, next week, our YCN High School Football Game of the Week will feature Hollis Brookline at Hillsboro Hopkinton. The High School Game of the Week premieres Monday nights at 7:30 right here on YCN TV. Also, tune in for Sports Talk with Jeremy Stout and myself each Wednesday. That premieres at 7:30 p.m. You can get your questions or comments. If you're at this game tonight, hey, we'd love to hear from you. Sports Talk at YCNnow.com. We'll return with the kickoff for the second half. Cougars will get it, and they've got the lead 32-30 over Stevens at halftime. Third quarter action from Claremont. Barnes Park comes your way next. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.